Hello guys, welcome along to a pickup video. Pickup video with a difference, because usually I do my pickup videos and I do my Xbox 360 because that's what I collect for, and then I do my kind of charity finds. But this is a wee bit different. There's a mixture of games here for different consoles, but they're all the same themed. And it all started because my last pickup video, I picked up Resident Evil for the Saturn. I had traded with somebody on Facebook and I got Resident Evil, put it on, and I had played Resident Evil way back in the PlayStation 1. I remember me and my brother having this massive session on it. Whenever I did finish it in that day, but we had like an all day session. So when I put it on in the Saturn, that kind of took me back. And it made me want to play it again. And I went out and I purchased, well, this came out just about the same time, the Resident Evil Origins Collection. Now this is the first Resident Evil HD and then Resident Evil 0, which I'd never played. So it's the two games in HD with new controls. Yeah, I think you can do the old controls, the tank controls, but you can do the new controls. It's gorgeous, so that's what I'm playing through. I think this was 20, I think that's 25 quid or something it was, eh? But I had money on the game, so it never cost me anything. But because I got this, I then went out and I purchased Resident Evil on the GameCube. I got this from CEX, and you can see I went and bought these bags, these plastic bags. I saw them in someone else's video and I bought like 100 of them, so they're alright, but anyway, I went out and bought Resident Evil because I'm thinking, right, I might get all the Resident Evils, although the Resident Evil 2 and 3 on the GameCube are quite expensive. They're in the 20s, 20, 25 quid. Resident Evil 4 is alright, I'm going to get that, but this one was a fiver out of CEX, because I had money put away and vouchers and stuff, eh? So then what I did, I went through my collection to see what survival horror games I had. And I had I've got Silent Hill 2, I've got Silent Hill 4, The Room. So I put in Silent Hill 2 and started playing that. And I'd never played that before, so I think I did have a wee shot of Silent Hill, the original Silent Hill. But I put Silent Hill 2 on, really started enjoying that. Had a look at my Xbox collection to see, because that's one of my biggest collections, the original Xbox, and I found Project Zero, which I'd never even looked at before. So I had a wee look at that, and that's a kind of Japanese type horror where you use a camera and all this kind of stuff, and it's a bit freaky. So I had a look to see what other games came out after that, and there is a Project Zero 2 and a Project Zero for the Wii or the Wii U, because you can get Project Zero 2 on the Wii and the original Xbox, Project Zero 3, and I'm sure there's a Project Zero Black Widow or something. It's really expensive. I mean, you're talking 85 quid or something CEX or wanting for this game, so obviously there was only so many printed. So I've got the first one anyway. I've also got Eternal Darkness for the GameCube, a game that I was told years ago that was a really good game, so I've got that. And then what I did was I went on the internet and just typed in, best survival horror survival games, and looked at all these different lists that all these different places compiled, and wrote down ones that I thought, I'm going to get. So that's what I've did. So I've got a pile of games here. Some of them are from CX. I bought some from eBay. CX. So I'm going to show you now one. Code Veronica. I've got Code Veronica. CX. I ordered this because there was a game which I'm going to show you that was out of stock, and I kept checking and checking. It came in stock, so I ordered it. And CEX will charge you $2.50 postage. So if you're going to order, you may as well order a few games, because they might come from different stores, but you're only going to get charged the once for postage. So I wanted this. I didn't know it was going to be this platinum. I don't think it does bother me, but I'm trying not to let it bother me, if you know what I mean, because it's an easy game to get. It's only a couple of pounds. It is in good condition, and once it's on your shelf, because I've got Code Veronica on the Dreamcast. I don't know what version is best. I mean, you can get this on the GameCube, but that's quite an expensive game on the GameCube. But anyway, Code Veronica is a Wii game. I don't know how good this is. I'm going to put this in Cursed Mountain, but it was on somebody's list somewhere, and I thought, right, I'll try this. It wasn't expensive either, so I've got this. I'm just going to check because I'm recording on my phone, and I want to make sure it's still recording. A game that I thought I maybe had, but and I saw it in the list. I thought, I'm sure I've got that, but I hadn't. So I bought it from CEX. It wasn't an expensive game, but it sounds really good. I put this in just a wee bit at the start. It's Cold Fear. Now, this game is about a ship, a Russian ship. So you're like a sea. What is it? A coastal guard. Distress call for a large Russian ship whaler. There's a storm. You go on board. I don't know if they're monsters, whatever. I've only just put the start to it on. You're on this ship and waves are coming. It's rocking back and forth, and so I'm sure you go there. You'll be able, hunting for weapons and hunting for bullets, and something's happened to the crew. I can see on the back of the screenshot, see kind of zombie monsterish. So it actually sounds really good and it looks alright at the very start. So Cold Fear. My plan is, because I'm playing through these anew, but my plan is I want to try all these games, and I've tried half of them and see what one, and then work my way through each one. Obscure for the Xbox. Now, if I can get these games for the Xbox, I will. A lot of them are just on the PlayStation 2, but Obscure, Xbox, CEX, 5 of this was. Now, I've got Obscure 2 on the Wii. I picked it up at a charity shop ages ago, and never really paid much attention. I just got it. It was £1. I kept it. So I've got the second one of this to play through. This one is meant to be, and I put the start it on, but it's meant to be very similar to a movie with Elijah Wood in it. Frodo for Lord of the Rings, I think it's called The Faculty. It's about a school, and I remember watching it, but I can't remember if it's some of the teachers turn into some kind of monster, whatever, if infection or something, and they're in school. Well, this is set in a school. And you've got to survive. It looks really good though. I mean, I put the start to it on. Like I said, I played the first 10-15 minutes just to get a feel of the game, to see what it's like. And it is kind of like a movie, because there's a couple of guys playing basketball, and then the freeze frames on one of the characters, and then their name comes up. I can't mind the names, Jake or something, and then they continue playing it freeze frame on somebody else, and his name's whatever, and then it goes to the kind of stand, the bleachers, whatever, in one of the female characters, and it stops and it's her name, and then she comes down and speaks to her boyfriend, and then so it is kind of like a movie, and it looked alright, and that was it, because I was left with myself playing basketball. I then went to the changing room to pick up something. Somebody came in, took my phone, I think. You didn't see him, but the door kind of closes, so you just follow that door, and then you go at the main door, and then you go into somewhere else, a shed at the back of the school, and anyway, you end up meeting another character, and he's like, we better get back out of here because I've been trapped in here for a while, type of thing, eh? And then once you go other characters, 2 people can play. And I remember reading that even if one of your character dies, it's not the end of the game, or if one of your character gets infected, that's not the end of the game. The end of the game is when all the characters have died. So it sounds alright, it sounds quite good. obscure Xbox, and I've got an Xbox 360 game here. So we've jumped to the Xbox into the Xbox 360. It's a Silent Hill game, and it's Homecoming. I had some credit left, and I purchased this. I think I was after another game, and then I think by the time I put it in my basket, it went out of stock, and then I went back and I saw this one. This might be a decent one. I'm wanting to get all the Silent Hills, but this one's meant to be quite decent. I'm wanting the Silent Hill Downpour, the Xbox 360, and the Silent Hill Shattered Dreams. Now that's on the PlayStation 2 and the Wii. PlayStation 2 is more expensive. I'm sure it's 25 quid. That's on CEX. The Wii version's about 15. So I'll find out what one's the best, but I've got that on my list anyway, Silent Hill. But and I need this for my Xbox 360 collection anyway, so £6 I think that was. And it's all complete. And it's meant to be decent. PlayStation 2 now. So I picked this up because it was on one of the lists. It's Alone in the Dark, the new Nightmare. And I've got Alone in the Dark, the one that came out on Xbox 360. Quite an early 360 game. But this was on one of the lists I saw, so it's only £1.50, so it was cheap to get. Now, this is one of the games. There's two of these games. There's actually three. I'm going to show you the other one. Forbidden Siren. This was on all the lists. All the lists I saw, this was up there. Forbidden Siren. So you've got Forbidden Siren and you've got Forbidden Siren 2. Japanese horror. I've never put this on to see what it's like yet. But these are meant to be really, really good. This was only £4 from CEX. I thought it was out of stock and I kept going on to check. And as soon as it came back in, the end of last week, I ordered it. Forbidden Siren 2 was out of stock, and this came back in stock. And I've still got, so I'm going to be ordering Forbidden Siren 2 because I've still got money, voucher credit money. And there's also one on the PlayStation 3, and it's called Siren Blood Curse. Japanese type horror, and I put this on because this is like an episodic, that's not even a real word, is it? Episodic type game, not like your kind of Walking Dead, Telltale games type of thing. But the way, and I put it on to see what it's like, and obviously I had to wait forever because my PlayStation 3 hadn't been on forever, so I had to be updated, and then this game had to be loaded into the PlayStation 3, and anyway, after 14 days, after, whatever, half an hour, whatever it was, I was able to put it on and play it. And then I got killed at the very start. I can loads, and then, but I realised that it was quite dark, and unusual game. It looks really, really good, and it does come up like all the episodes and chapters and that kind of stuff. Set in Japan. At the very start, there's some kind of ritual happening in this forest. I'm sure it said it was a village and it disappeared. And then you've got these American kind of camera crew there, a woman and a guy, and they're secretly filming, and there's this ritual happening. So the ritual's there, and somebody gets stabbed, and then so they try and get out of there. And the next thing, one of the guys, I don't even know if it was a guy there or part of the film crew, he's in a different bit, and then this Japanese police car comes up, and he comes out and he's kind of half zombie, half dead, half human, and starts shooting at you, and you then you control the guy. Really kind of freaky though, because I go up this path and I go to this wee house, and I go underneath it and hide. So you're lying there and you can just see this, and then this kind of screen cuts in two, and you're kind of seeing through the eyes of this policeman. So then he kind of comes round and goes round, and then the thing is one of the windows, and then he kind of goes off, so you kind of see then you can get out. And then as you get out, you've got it comes up and you see you've got to hide in the house, you've got to, so you're climbing through the window, you've got to hide in the house. and then the screen will go, the telescreen goes in two again, and you see the kind of policeman kind of walking back towards the house. So you can see him walking back towards the house, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to find somewhere to go, and then I end up getting killed. But, and that was on episode 2. Looks like it's going to be really, really good though. And that was only, I won that on eBay. I'm sure CEX did have it, and I'm sure they wanted 12 quid for it. And I won it on eBay for $3.50 plus £1.50 or something for postage. So just under £5. It was £5 to get it. So I was, and it's complete. In fact, it's still my PlayStation 3 because I was playing it yesterday. And I don't know if it's exactly the same story as these, but it's the same. Same kind of story, same kind of name, it carries on. Brand new game next, brand new PlayStation 2 game, and it's this game came up in the list as well. I've never heard of it, and it's called Haunting Ground. I think CEX did have it in stock. 15 quid they're wanting for it though, and I bought this off Amazon for £13 brand new, and it was sealed. I mean, I wasn't keeping it sealed, I'd opened it. Survival horror. I'd only just seen a video on YouTube from it, and it has got that kind of Resident Evil kind of where the camera is kind of up and your character walks across type of thing, and then it'll move, the camera will move. But it looks really, really good, so, Haunting Ground. And the last one here, which I just got delivered Saturday, because I won it on eBay, but you had it up as a buy it now or best offer, and that's Clock Tower 3. Again, it's like I think it's Japanese type horror. I'm not sure what this is about though, but this came up on other lists as well. Now you get the Clock Tower, there's the first number 1 and 2, and I think they're on PlayStation. A quick check on eBay, they sold for like nearly 100 quid. So I'll not be getting them anytime soon. So Clock Tower 3, this usually goes for about 13 quid on eBay, and the guy had it up for £9.99. And I talked him down to, I think I offered £8 plus £1.50 for postage, so £9.50 all in. That's just what happens. That's the price. I mean, if you can get a couple of pound off these games, great. And like I said in my last video, like when I talked about my outlook on retro gaming, obviously we'll not argue if this is retro, but my outlook on gaming, because I didn't buy eBay. I didn't go on eBay and buy games. There were certain games I've always wanted, and I thought I'll find them. I'll find them in the wild, and I'll get them cheap. I'll get them for £1, and I do sometimes. But when you're wanting these types of games, you have to go on eBay or CEX and pay the money that they're worth, and that's what I'm doing, and I want to play them. Now there's still more I want to get, and I've got my list. Now I'm going to get all the Resident Evils. That's easy to get, and I want to get the Silent Hills. Again, that's easy to get. It's the ones that I don't know about, and I've got a wee list. Still recording, so if I do that, I'll still be recording. That's Wii games, so that's Shattered Memories, Resident Evil 0, Project 02, which I talked about. Echo Knight, that's a game, and Kuon, Kuon, Kuon. Forbidden Siren 2, which I'm going to get. The Resident Evil games for PlayStation 1, Resident Evil games for the GameCube. I've got Resident Evil 0 coming for the GameCube, because I just bought that off somebody on Facebook. So that's coming. But it's the PlayStation 2 ones, the Echo Knight and Kuon, and I'm sure there's a couple of wee ones. I don't know what I'm doing. Nah. But aye, if anybody else has got survival horror games that I've not got, let me know in the comments below, and I'll look out for them, I'll add them to my list. And because like I said, I have got a few. I have got the Alan Wake always came up in other lists, and I've got that. The Condemned games for the Xbox 360, they came up in the list. Again, I've got them. I've got your Resident Evil 4, the Wii version. I've got your Resident Evil. I've got Resident Evil on the Wii as well. What other ones I've got? I thought there was another one, but the Within Evil, From Evil, because that's on the Xbox One and the Xbox 360, so I'm going to purchase that one. The Evil Within, is that it? But aye, so there we go. We'll leave it at that, and thanks for watching, guys. Till next time, cheers.